Hi friends, it's time for another good old-fashioned tutorial slash, let's just put a slash, get ready with me in here. It'll be mostly tutorial focused, but you know, we might be a little chatty at times. One of you asked me to do a pumpkin spice tutorial. I've never done one and I thought it was such a cute, good idea. It's fall now, officially, and I know this is a favorite season for so many people. I'm definitely a summer girl at heart, but fall would be my next best thing. And I even got dressed for the occasion. This top is from my work, American Eagle, if anybody's wondering where I get it. Like real pumpkin spice vibes, right? All right, so let's just get into it. I'm gonna do kind of traditional order of things. So I'll do base makeup first. And all products are always listed in the down bar below if you're wondering what I'm using, in case I don't say, but being that this is a tutorial, we will try to be focused on products. So I'm just using a pore filling primer right now. This is the Benefit Professional, and I'm going to use one of my favorites. Before we get too far into winter when I get a little too light, this is like my color right now. This is Lancome Skin Feels Good Hydrating Skin Tint. I want to use this quite a few more times before I can't anymore. I love the way this makes my skin look. It's so beautiful. Just very perfected, glowy, just really, really pretty. I'm just gonna use my Real Technique sponge to apply it. It is a pretty sheer layer anyway, but I also like to kind of sheer it out. I want my skin to look really glowy and as much on the natural side as possible. I'm going to color correct using the Hard Candy Cushion Wonder, and then over top that I'll go in with my Age Rewind from Maybelline. This is kind of a mix of high-end and drugstore. It's all different things. I just grabbed a bunch of favorites. Just want things to look good. I put on my Batman earrings today. I found them. I don't know when's the last time I wore these. I don't know if these are very fall, but I really love them. Do you know that Batman is my favorite superhero? I'm serious. I actually really actually love Batman. Especially the Christian Bale trilogy. And did anybody see the new pictures of Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker? I don't really know what this movie is that he's doing, but I've heard it's like a Joker origin story, so that it's not necessarily like a Batman movie. I cannot wait. The pictures, he looks crazy. It looks like it's going to be really, really good. And after Heath Ledger as Joker, so many people are like, oh, nobody could ever top that. But these pictures, I'm like, ooh, I'm getting Heath Ledger kind of vibes, crazy Joker vibes, but very, very cool. I was just blown away when I saw that. I didn't even know it was in the works. I've gained a few new subscribers lately, so if you're new here, welcome. Glad to have you. Let me know how you found my channel. I've been trying to be on the ball with content for you guys, but as always, let me know if there's anything you'd like to see, like this video here. I just got inspired by one of your comments to do it. Just a little trick, just something I like to do, is I like to put on my eyeshadow primer before I do any powdering on my face. And that's because I always find if I've already powdered my face and then I go in with eyeshadow primer, sometimes, especially around here, it'll get weird and kind of gummy, if the powder mixes with the primer. So I just kind of like to do it at this stage of things, and then when I powder everything, I will also set my eyeshadow primer at the same time. I've been using this a lot lately. I had put this away for a long time. This is the Peter Thomas Roth 24 Karat Gold Lift and Firm Prism Cream. I put it away for a long time, but I have been using it very often to just put a little bit of a highlight underneath my powder, and then I'll still go in with a regular highlighter on top. But I just feel like this gives a really nice inner kind of glow, and I kind of go up around here. It's just so pretty. I also want to use it up, I've been very into kind of trying to use up my collection lately. I'm hoping to do a project pan soon as well. I'm just going to set my under eye with the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder, and I'm going to do the rest of my face with this. This is the NYX No Filter Finishing Powder. I've actually been liking this a lot, so I'm just going to do that and I'll come right back. So I also did my eyebrows, just some Anastasia Taupe Dip Brow, and I'm just going to put on some Benefit Gimme Brow as well, just to set them and give them some highlights. But I did my base first because I wanted to be able to bake my under eye and catch any fallout from this palette while I'm here, you know? Just because I've only used this palette once before and I'm just not sure. I think it might have some fallout. So this is the BH Cosmetics Nouveau Neutrals 26 color shadow and blush palette. That's what it looks like on the inside. Isn't this pumpkin spice in a palette? Like, when that was suggested, I was just like, yes, this is the palette to do this with. I've been wanting to kind of use this palette on camera because I've only used it once before, and this is perfect. I have no idea what we're about to do, so we're just gonna do it together. Not really sure what I wanna do. Definitely, we're gonna be using some orange. So I think I'm just gonna put some orange right in the crease. I'm gonna use one of these Sigma E40s. It's just a really big fluffy brush. Oh, I hate when it gets blurry. Sorry guys, we're just gonna have to try our best right now. For some reason lately when my camera gets up close, it gets blurry. I have no idea why. Okay, I'm gonna be tapping off my brush. That sound you're gonna hear, that's really just to get rid of any excess, just so we never go in with too much product. Because I don't really know like how pigmented these are, but right off the bat, I'm gonna say this looks pretty pigmented. And it'll just get rid, like it'll help with fallout as well. I'm kind of going in with a crease slash transition shade, so this is kind of a little bit above my crease, but I might blend it out on top there with something a little lighter as well. Like I said, this is like totally spur of the moment. I'm just letting these shadows take me where they want to take me. I should probably also tell you what colors I'm using, right? That would be helpful. So that color is that first orange there, right there, kind of the deepest of all the oranges. I really love the Sigma E40 because it really does do so much of the work for you. Like normally if you have good quality shadows that blend well, that's half of the battle, but having a brush like this, like I just love this brush for how easily it makes the blending process go. Okay, so I'm just gonna jump to a different shadow brush, just kind of another fluffy crease brush, just to blend that out on top. Let's go with, we'll just do this shade here. It's a little bit pink, but I think it's kind of beigey enough where it's just going to kind of serve as that brow bone highlight and also just really blow that out as much as possible. I'm actually going to use one of the blushes. I'm going to use this deepest blush shade right here, and that's going to be our crease shade. So I'm going to take that on just like a pinched fluffy brush. This one had something on it before. I'm not going to lie, haven't washed my brushes recently, but it has nothing on it. Like I've wiped it off on my switch here and on a piece of Kleenex. Okay, so we're just going to go in with that. I like the tone of this. It's very deep. And I just kind of want it to be a little bit darker than what is in that transition, and work it starting just right in the outer corner. So that's going to deposit the most color right there. I can kind of bring it down a little bit too, and then bring it over and just kind of like sweep it back and forth in little circular motions to kind of blend it. But you see, like it's kind of got that deepness to it as well. I really want to incorporate some yellow in this too. Or like golden tones. There's really only like 1 or 2 golden tones in this palette. I know like all YouTubers want to say blend, 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 but yeah, you know what I found over the years? Like you don't need to blend as much as you think you do. As long as it looks blended, like why do we need to keep going? I don't know. I just feel like so much of my life is spent blending, and it's really just a little too much sometimes, you know? As long as everything kind of looks blended, you can kind of go over things maybe once more, but don't spend your life like harping on it. It's a little much. Sometimes you see these Instagram pictures where it's so blown out and gorgeous, and it's like, okay, you know she took like an hour just on that eyeshadow, which is awesome, but I just don't have time for that anymore. I'm going to take this Sigma brush. This is a Sigma E45. It's very small and pinched. I'm going to go into this shade. It'll help if I look at the palette. This shade right here, this kind of like deep coppery shade. Now there's definitely going to be fallout here. And I'm going to use this right in the very outer part of the eye look. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking it kind of right like where my crease is, no higher than that. But I'm looking downward so I can see all of my eye space, and I want to just bring it kind of down and keep it just on like that, not even the outer third, like it's not even the outer third, it's like the outer quarter of my outer edge. Just want it right there. Key to blending this is like the smallest motions possible. Like I'm almost just keeping my brush in one place and just wiggling it like back and forth a little bit. Letting my kind of eye like wiggle with it in a way. And then maybe just moving it up a little bit, doing the same thing. Very, very small wiggly motions. I don't know why I'm using all Sigma brushes today, but it's just working out that way. I'm going to take the blending E36. This is the tiniest little wispiest blending brush ever. And what I want to do is, this crease color almost looks a little too pink and I really want it to be more orange. So remember I had used this shade here. I'm going to go down into this one here because this just looks a little bit warmer, and again, like I'm tapping off a lot of it, and I'm just going to like right on the outer edge, just kind of barely put this there just to try to warm that up, be a little bit more orange and not as like kind of reddish pink looking. I'm going to go in with a flat shader brush. This is the MAC 239, and I'm going to go into this kind of goldeny bronze shade right here, and just going to swipe that kind of in the middle of this, but not quite into the first third there. And I want to bring that up right into like where it's touching the crease. I don't want it to be too low. I have a habit, I think, of going a little too low sometimes because I'm afraid of going too high, and sometimes it makes it look like my eyes are smaller than they are. So here's where I'm going to go back into that deep brown shade because I am losing a little bit of that with that copper. So just going to blend the two together really well. And I'm going to use the same MAC 239. I'm just going to switch it to the other side. I've wiped it off, but I'll switch it to the other side anyway. And I want to go into that like really pretty goldeny yellow. And that's going to go on the inner part of the eye. I was thinking about doing winged eyeliner with this look, but I think what I'd rather do is just something a little bit softer. So I'm going to take this matte shade right here on a shader brush. Again, this is a Sigma brush. I swear to God, this is not like sponsored by Sigma or anything. I'm just happening to use them all. Anyway, so this is just a shader brush, and I'm just going to kind of stamp it really close to the lash line there, and then just kind of wiggle it right above. Kind of give it like a smoky liner look in a way. I think that's kind of more what I'm going to enjoy from this look. Where the winged liner is like always so sharp and almost harsh sometimes, which is a look, like, don't get me wrong, it's one of my favorite things, but I feel like this needs something a little bit softer. And by the way, can you see all that fallout? Like, there's a ton. Under the eye is, I'm pretty determined what I want. I'm going to do the same thing with that matte shadow I used for the liner. And I'm just going to take that exact same brush, bring it in about a third of the way. So just to there. And I talked about this in my go-to bar look tutorial. I like to take my black liner, and I don't like to line my entirety of my waterline, but just to give that drama kind of in here and cover up some of that redness, I like to just bring the liner just right up in that outer corner and then kind of meet it right where that liner ends. Does that make sense? And then that kind of gives me that dark drama without closing off my eyes on the inner part at all. My eyes are so irritated today. I should have said this at the beginning of the video because I found I kept like picking at my eye, not picking, but I was like, there's something in my eye, and for about 20 minutes I couldn't get it out. And then I finally got it out, and it was a dog hair. And again, because I really want this to be more orange, I want to take this middle of the orange shades, so this one right here, and I'm gonna take that kind of all the way from there, blend that really nicely, and then all the way to the end. Then I'm going to take an even fluffier kind of smaller brush. This just happens to be a Morphe E18. This one that I used for the orange was a Beauty Junkies Pro Pencil. Anyways, I'm going to go back into that first kind of blending out creamy shade up here. And just blend that out on the bottom a little bit, just so it's not so like harsh. Okay, now this might be a huge mistake, but I just felt like trying this. So this is a Stila Glitter and Glow. This is in the shade Diamond Dust. You can do any color you want on your inner corner, but I figured I would try just putting a little bit of glitter right here. I don't know, I just kind of wanted to have that, you know, that foaminess on a pumpkin spice latte. I just wanted to like have something that reminded me of that. I do mascara in a bit. Before I do that, I like to do my setting spray before mascara. So I'm gonna do the rest of my face. We're gonna do bronzer. This is Bali Sands from Becca. I'm just gonna zoom out a little bit. So I'm gonna take this bronzer on this Beauty Junkies Duo Fiber brush, which is my favorite bronzer brush just because it just kind of blends it really nicely. And yeah, I definitely want a little bit of bronziness for this look. All warm tones, you know. I couldn't really decide. Do I want something really warm tone for blush or do I want something more neutral? But I think I'm gonna go, well, this is kind of peachy and neutral and warm at the same time, isn't it? Maybe this will satisfy what we want. Yeah, I think that's not bad actually. And then I'm going to take my Maybelline Master Chrome highlights in Molten Rose Gold and highlight with this. I love this highlighter. It's so pretty. I'm going to use my new favorite mascara. I love this so much. This is the Stila Huge Extreme Lash Mascara. I'm not even gonna do fake eyelashes today. I'm just gonna use this. I like how black it is. It gives you so much volume. It gives you a lot of length. Sometimes if I really want to bump it up even more, I'll do like a little tiny like partial lash on the outer edge, but I'm not even gonna do that today. I just love this mascara so much. It's shaped just like the Better Than Sex mascara, and I feel like the formula is pretty similar, but maybe slightly more wet. I feel like the Better Than Sex one sometimes is a little bit dry, but this one, especially this one, starts out super wet. And it's actually kind of dried out a little bit since I've been using it, but man, I need to buy this. Like as soon as this was a 100-point perk. As soon as I'm done with this, I need to actually buy a full size of this because I am in love with it. Okay, use the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat and Pillow Talk. I'm trying to like really use this up. So I'm pretty much using it all the time now. I'm not sure what I want to do for color wise. I have In the Flesh from Wet n Wild. I feel like that would be really good. I have this one from Anastasia. It's called Petal. It might be a little too pink. And then this one from Too Faced is Sunday Funday. I know this is like a real nude, so I was thinking that might work. I don't know. I'm thinking the Wet n Wild one might be the best bet here. It's not as warm as I thought it was. I still like it though. What do you guys think of that one? I think it's good. These ones are, if you have not tried these lipsticks, they're so awesome. They are nice and matte. Like, they're not matte, but they're like that thick matteness, you know, that's gonna last forever on your lips. But they're not like a dry down formula. All right, there's a pumpkin spice look. What do we think of this? Like, I'm liking fall vibes. My first fall tutorial, I'm feeling it. I feel like 1,000 birds just flew by my window. That must be a sign. So let me know what you think about this pumpkin spice look. Let me know what other kinds of tutorials you would like to see. Maybe like a gingerbread spice one would be good. I don't know. Give me some ideas because I love filming tutorials, but you're gonna see, just wait and see. This isn't gonna get a ton of views. Tutorials do not get views for some reason, even though I love filming them, I love editing them. I'll still do them, you know, because I don't care. I love doing them. But yeah, what is it with people? They don't really like watching tutorials anymore. That's why I like it to be a little bit more of like a hangout session. Do you know what I mean? So it's just like you and I hanging out. I hope that you're like doing your makeup with me, maybe not necessarily this look, but you know, it's fun to like do your makeup with a friend, right? All right, if you have not subscribed yet, why the heck not? Hit that subscribe button. I put out 5 videos, sometimes 6 every week. And that's it for today. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope that you're speaking kindly to yourself, especially when you look in the mirror. I love you guys. I will see you in my next video. Bye.